Hi guys, may adlaw. Welcome to NatzMath TV. For today's video, my presentation is from Junior High School Mathematics, which is about solving systems of linear equations in two variables by elimination method. There are three ways in solving systems of linear equation. Number one is by substitution, number two is by elimination, and by comparison. I already have a video about substitution, so this time we will have elimination, and next video we will have comparison. So let us have our lesson objective first. At the end of this video, you should be able to solve systems of linear equations in two variables by elimination method. Let's proceed directly to our examples. For example, we are given this set of equation. 2x plus 4y equals negative 10 and 7x plus 8y equals negative 23. Now, the concept of elimination is that we would eliminate one variable in order for us to solve for the other variable. For example, we want to solve for the variable x, therefore we will eliminate the variable y. And vice versa, we want to solve for the variable y, we would eliminate the variable x. Now, for this example, if we are going to solve for x, therefore we will eliminate the variable y. Now, before we can eliminate the variable y, we have to see to it that the coefficients of y are similar. In this case, since we have 4 here as the coefficient of y in the first equation and 8 in the second equation, we need to manipulate the first equation in such a way that will give us similar numerical coefficient in the second equation. So, we will just simply multiply the first equation by 2 so that we can have 8 as the numerical coefficient in the first equation. So, we will have 2 times 2x is 4x, 2 times 4y is 8y, 2 times negative 10 is negative 20. So this is now coming from equation 1, and we will just simply copy equation 2. So the equation 2 is 7x plus 8y is equal to negative 23. Now, we already have similar numerical coefficient, the equation 1 and equation 2. This time, since they have the same sign, positive and positive or negative and negative, what we need to use is subtraction. So meaning, we will subtract the first equation by the second equation. Now, since we use subtraction, meaning the sign in the subtrahend shall be changed. So this becomes negative 7x becomes negative 7x, this becomes negative 8y, and this becomes positive 23. Then after changing the sign, we will proceed to the rule on addition. So, when we perform the operation, this will become 4x plus negative 7x and 8y plus negative 8y. So, in this case, 8y plus negative 8y, we can cancel out the 8y. So, 8y now is eliminated. So, what shall remain in the equation shall be 4x plus negative 7x is negative 3x. Then, negative 20 plus positive 23 is positive 3. Now, we have this equation, negative 3x equals 3. Now, to solve for x, we need to divide both sides of the equation by negative 3 to eliminate the negative 3 as the coefficient of x. So this time, we will eliminate the negative 3. So what remains in the left side of the equation is x. Then 3 divided by negative 3 is negative 1. We already have the value of our x, which is negative 1. So to solve for y, we go back to any of these two equations to solve for y. For this example, we will use equation 2, which is 7x plus 8y equals negative 23. But we can also use equation 1 to solve for y. So now, to solve for y, we will substitute the value of x, which is negative 1, in this equation. So this will become 7. Then instead of writing x, we change that with negative 1, which is the value of x here. Then we copy plus 8y equals negative 23. So 7 times negative 1 is negative 7. Then we copy plus 8y equals negative 23. Now to solve for y, since this is negative, we use addition property of equality. So we will add 7 here, and of course, we will also add 7 at the right side of the equation. So negative 7 in the left side of the equation is cancelled out. So what remains in the left side is 8y equals, so we now have 7 at the right side of the equation. So this is negative 23 plus 7 is negative 16. Now, since we are only going to solve for the variable y, we divide both sides of the equation by 8 to eliminate the coefficient of y here, which is 8. In this case, we can cancel out the 8. What shall remain in the left side of the equation is y. And negative 16 divided by 8 is negative 2. So the values of the variable are negative 1 and negative 2 for x and y respectively for this set of linear equations in two variables. Now to check if these two variables are correct, we have to go back to our original equation. 2x plus 4y equals negative 10 for the first equation, and 7x plus 8y equals negative 23 for the second equation. And our values for x is negative 1 and y is negative 2. Now, let us check for equation 1, which is 2x plus 4y is equal to negative 10. So we will substitute the values of x and y to the equation. So we will have 2 times our x is negative 1, then we copy plus 4, then our y is negative 2. We simplify, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, then 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Then negative 2 minus 8 is equal to negative 10, which is equal to negative 10. So we got a balanced equation for the first equation. Now let's check for equation 2, which is 7x plus 8y equals negative 23. For the same process, we substitute the values of x and y. So we have 7 times negative 1, the value for x, and 8 times negative 2, the value for y. We simplify. We have 7 times negative 1 is negative 7, and 8 times negative 2 is negative 16. So 7 or negative 7 minus 16 is negative 23, which is also equal to negative 23. So therefore, the values x equals negative 1 and y equals negative 2 would give us a balanced equation for both equation 1 and equation 2. So therefore, our answers are correct. Okay, let's proceed to the second example. For example, we are given a set of equation 2x minus 5y equals 22 for the first equation, and x plus 5y equals negative 4 for the second equation. Unlike with the first example wherein the numerical coefficient of y are different, in this case, in this example, our numerical coefficient of y here are similar. So we have 5y and also 5y. So it would be easy for us to eliminate the y here because they already have the same numerical coefficient. But I would just like to clarify that we can also eliminate the variable x. But if we want to eliminate the variable x, we still have to manipulate equation 2 so that we can have similar numerical coefficient for x. But if we want to eliminate the y, so there is no need for us to manipulate any of the equations because they already have the same numerical coefficient, which is 5. So in this case, we just go directly to our operation. So since they have different sign here, this is positive and negative, so we will be using plus. We will add equation 1 and equation 2. This is addition, so we will not be changing any of the signs here. So we will just simply add directly the two equations. So we have 2x plus x. We have an assumed coefficient 1 here. So 2x plus x is 3x. And in this case, we can eliminate the negative 5y plus 5y. So we have 2x plus x is 3x. Then 22 plus negative 4 is positive 18. Now, again, y here is already cancelled out because this is 0. So what remains in the equation is 3x equals 18. Now since again we are going to solve for x, we will divide both sides of the equation by 3 to eliminate the numerical coefficient of x, which is 3. So we can cancel out the 3. So what remains in the left side of the equation is x, and 18 divided by 3 is 6. So therefore, our value for x here is 6 or positive 6. Now, since we already have the value for x, which is 6, we now proceed to solve for the value of y. So let's go back to any of these two equations. For example, we will be using equation 1. Now, we'll have 2 times, this is x, so instead of writing x here, we change that with 6. then we copy negative 5y equals 22. We simplify, 2 times 6 is 12, then we copy negative 5y equals 22. Now to eliminate the 12 here, which is constant, we use subtraction property of equality. We will subtract 12 here. Of course, we will also subtract 12 at the right side of the equation. So 12 is cancelled out. What remains on the left side is negative 5y equals 22 minus 12. 22 minus 12 is 10. Then we copy negative 5y. To solve for y, we divide both sides of the equation by 5 to eliminate the coefficient of y, which is 5. So we can cancel out the negative 5. So what remains is y equals 10 divided by negative 5 is negative 2. So therefore, the values of the variables are x is equal to 6 and y is equal to negative 2. Now, to check if these values are correct, let us go back to our original equation, and these are the values. X is 6 and y equals negative 2. To check for equation 1, we have 2x minus 5y equals 22. We will substitute the values. We have 2 times the x is 6, copy minus 5, and the y is negative 2. We simplify, 2 times 6 is 12, then negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. Then 12 plus 10 is, of course, will give us positive 22, which is equal to positive 22. Now we got a balanced equation for equation 1. Let's proceed checking equation 2, which is x plus 5y equals negative 4. So our x is 6, then our y is negative 2. Then 5 times negative 2 is, of course, negative 10. Then 6 minus 10 is negative 4, which is equal to negative 4. So therefore, the values x equals 6 and y equals negative 2 are correct. Now let's proceed to the third example, our last example. For example, we are given the set of equation. 4x minus 5y equals negative 6, and the second equation is 2x plus 3y equals positive 8. Now this time, for example, we will solve for the variable y. Therefore, we will eliminate the variable x. In this case, since the numerical coefficients are not similar, so we would manipulate equation 2 in such a way that will give us a similar numerical coefficient with equation 1. So what we need to do is just simply multiply equation 2 by 2, so that when we multiply 2 times 2x, that would give us 4x, which is the same as with the equation 1. So therefore, we can have 2 times 2x is 4x, 2 times 3y is 6y, and 2 times 8 is 16. This is now our new second equation. So we copy the first equation, which is 4x minus 5y equals negative 6. And we also copy the second equation, the new one, which is 4x plus 6y equals 16. This time, we have the same numerical coefficient and the same sign. Of course, since they have the same sign, we need to use subtraction. So since this is subtraction, all the signs in the subtrahend shall be changed. So this will become negative 4x, this will become negative 6y, and this will become negative 16. Then proceed to addition. So when we add 4x plus negative 4x, of course, this will be cancelled out. That is 0. And when we add negative 5y plus negative 6y, that would give us negative 11y. And negative 6 and negative 6 plus negative 16 is negative 22. Now, since we are only going to solve for the variable y, we want to eliminate the numerical coefficient, which is negative 11, by dividing both sides of the equation by negative 11. So, we can cancel out the negative 11. What remains in the left side of the equation is y, and negative 22 divided by negative 11 is positive 2. Now to solve for x, we need to go back to the original equation. It's either we can use equation 1 or equation 2. For this example, we use equation 2, which is 2x plus 3y equals 8. We substitute the value of y, which is 2, to this equation, so we will have 2x plus, we copy 3. Now instead of writing y, we change that with the value of y here, which is 2. So we will have 3 times 2 equals 8. And then we simplify. So this will become 2x plus 3 times 2 is 6 is equal to 8. Now to eliminate the positive 6 here, we will use subtraction property of equality. So we will subtract 6 at the left side of the equation. We will also subtract 6 at the right side of the equation. So what shall remain at the left side shall be 2x because 6 is already cancelled out. So 2x equals 8 minus 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. And to solve for x, we divide both sides of the equation by 2. And we can cancel out the 2. So what remains in the left side of the equation is x, which is equal to 2 divided by 2 is 1. So to check if these two values are correct, we will go back to our original equation, and these are the values. Our x is 1 and our y is 2. So we will check for equation 1, which is 4x minus 5y equals negative 6. So substitute these values to this equation. So we will have 4 times our x is 1, we copy negative 5, then our y is 2. Then we simplify. 4 times 1 is 4, negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. So 4 minus 10 is negative 6, which is equal to negative 6. Now let's proceed checking equation 2, which is 2x plus 3y equals 8. It's the same process. We substitute the values. So we have 2 times x is 1 plus 3 times y is 2. To simplify, we will have 2 plus 6, which is equal to 8. So that's it. I hope you have learned something from this video. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share to your friends. So thank you and God bless.